Hi, everybody. Welcome to our Treasure Home Wednesday Night Live. And I've got some news for y'all. Oh, I thought I was. So, hi, TV watchers. Hi, everybody in the chat and the replay watchers. Yes, it's that time of year where um, the bugs that are outside do not like the cold weather. Hey, Rebecca, how you doing? I'm gonna put my phone on vibrate. And there we go. So, it is a loaded night tonight. I'll probably go a little bit longer tonight because I don't have to get up and go to the allergist tomorrow. And I'll explain here in a little bit. I just ate some. All right, that is awesome. I had to eat something because I took this walnut blackwood. Yeah, it tastes nasty. And I had a piece of bread and I ate that because I was like, just wanted a little something. And I'm like, I was like, oh, should I really ate the bread after I had that? But that's all right. That's all right. So it's been a few weeks since I did the detox with that, so I'm starting back up. And I think on Wednesdays is a good time to start because it goes along with health and what's going on. I don't know why I'm looking at this phone. It's just been one of those days. And so I am going to backtrack and I'm going to tell y'all what happened. Let me get something to drink. I've got some tea here because I was eating a couple of chips to get that taste out of my mouth. And, sometimes it's corn chips, it's just kind of like this is so good. I got some lemon ginger tea. Oh, that's so good. All right, so last week, I didn't get y'all caught up because last Friday was cooking dairy-free and alpha-gal. Then Saturday was Bible study. Monday we talked about Rebecca and I's craft show that's coming up on Saturday, this Saturday, November 15th at 12 noon Central and 1 p.m. Eastern. And I've posted in my post all the scarves I made and everything. And if you want to buy one before the craft show, just email me. And Rebecca and her hats, the same way. If y'all want to, get in touch with her and ask about her hats and everything, she'll tell you about her hats. So last Thursday, I went and got my abnormal allergy shot. And felt okay. I noticed I didn't have a headache. Because usually within the 20 minutes I'm sitting there, yes, I need some color. I'm sitting there, I start getting a headache and everything. Can my scrubby, I'm calling them this time hot pads for your cups. So I'm like, okay, something's not, I didn't get a headache and it didn't happen. And I'm like, okay, well, I went to Walmart anyway because I was going to Walmart and everything because I need to get a few things. I got the color hair dye for my hair, and I picked up some other things that need to get, and then walked around. Just had a kind of me day out there. So I normally don't go anywhere else. It's to the doctor's at home and everything, and just good to get out and do some things. So I got home. And I had, like a normal day, done everything. Friday I got up. And I'm like, I just felt like I'm really exhausted. That's the word I was looking for. Exhausted. And I'm like, but just going, doing what I normally do and everything, I shouldn't feel that way. So normally the next day I still have a headache. I noticed I didn't have one this time. So, but I almost canceled the live Friday night, and then I almost canceled Saturday's live. And I'm like, I can't do that. That's not me. So, I rested and, did the things I need to do. I worked on scarves and everything. And I kind of shrugged it off. The weather's changing, when it gets, um, you get that achy feeling and everything. Um, my fibromyalgia is like that during the summer. So as it gets colder, that's why I like the cold so much. It kind of like, they say call it remission or whatever they want to call it. But that's why I love the cold because, I'm able to move around a whole lot more. So Saturday comes around and Saturday I make a video. Well, on the weekends I'm making videos and everything. So I got one video done either Saturday or Sunday. And I'm like, okay, that's good, getting ready for Saturday night and everything. And I'm just like, man, why do I feel so just tired and everything? Well, I normally get up at 3 o'clock in the morning anyway, because that's just the way my body still is. Um, when you work night work so long, for so many years, you kind of like you stay up and 3 a.m. was the time I got off of work sometimes, and still up. So I'm like, okay, went to the restroom, went back to sleep. Saturday didn't have to be up, early. We slept in. I did. I got up about 9:30, and then laid in bed and read my devotions and everything. And I was like, okay, had some rest. Got up, got some things done, working at my desk and everything. And all of a sudden, here it comes. I just felt like someone, like you got hit by a Mack truck and everything. And it's the sun. So I'm like, what is going on? And I'm writing down what I'm eating and everything. Because usually, all right, so Friday and Thursdays are 2 meals, the chicken noodle soup. And I'm just like, I kind of just like, didn't want nothing heavy on my stomach. Not that I'm sick or anything, but just that feeling. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Walter Job. Good to see you. And so Saturday, I felt the same way. And Saturday was spaghetti. And I was like, I'm not having any of it. I didn't want no noodles, no nothing and everything. And for, the whole, up till yesterday, Monday. Well, yesterday, I kind of felt the same way. Not as much, not yesterday, Monday. So Sunday comes along. I, had my live and everything, went to bed. Sunday, and I was like feeling the same way, but not as much. So I think it was, like I said, Saturday or Sunday, I made a video, and I'm like, okay, I need to edit and everything, and I still haven't done that. Monday, I laid down 3 times. I'm like, this is really unusual. Something's not right with this. So Monday, we had snow. And we were so excited and everything because we had some. I did those little clips and everything, the short snow, talking about the snow. Here's the ironic thing: when I did the ones with the leaves changing and falling, I did that. The next day we had snow, so that was like Sunday. Because Sunday my son came home early from work because they were all looking at the maps and everything. And by the time they got off work, it started snowing here at 4:30. So we were glad that he was home early. So, okay, so Sunday, and Sunday's always like a whatever night type thing anyway. So they had chicken nuggets. I didn't have any. I was like, no way, Jose. So I thought, I don't think I have my book out. No, it's down there. So, I'm writing down. So we're all excited with the snow and everything. So, but when I went to bed Sunday night, we had enough snow. Everything was covered. And so when we woke up Monday morning, oh boy, we had a couple inches of snow. So Monday, sitting there, I laid down 3 times. I'm like, what is going on? So I had got up about 9:30 or so. I laid down at 11. Got up, did fiddled around, did some stuff. I laid back down around 2. And I'm like, and I'm just laying there. I didn't actually fall asleep. Normally, when I lay down and just lay down to rest, I fall asleep or take a nap. That's what happens. I still think they trained us in kindergarten to take naps at 2 o'clock. And for a year of doing that, your body just got used to it. So that's why we still take naps at 2 o'clock. So then I got up and they fixed dinner and everything. And we ate. Then I laid back down around 6 o'clock or so. I was like, I'm just laying there. Rebecca goes, can I call and make sure? I said, but I'm just laying here. She goes, what's going on? I'm like, I have no idea. So Monday night. So yesterday, Monday we were talking and she goes, no, tell me what's going on. So I started telling her. She goes, you need to find out what in the world they giving you. I'm like, I know something was really weird with this one because it's not like the normal ones. She goes, what in the world? She goes, you need to find out. So I was like, all right. So I did. So no, that was Tuesday. So I'm getting my days mixed up. So Tuesday, because Tuesday was yesterday. They went grocery shopping and everything, and Rebecca and I was talking early. So I was telling her, I was like, something's not right. So I emailed them and everything because I want to call because I want an email of what I've been getting, the shots they've been giving me. So while I'm doing that, I get online with my health insurance and everything, and I'm talking to them in through chat. So I asked them the same question. I say, can you tell me what type of allergy shots I'm getting and what's in that allergy shot? So the guy goes, hold on, and the person, he goes, wait a minute. He goes, I don't see anything. I'm like, what? He goes, where you go to? And I told him the place I'm going. He goes, when was your last shot? November 6th, 2025. He comes back. He goes, I have looked and I have looked. I don't see anything. I don't see anything them billing us or anything as far as getting a shot because they thought it was sent. I was doing my own. I'm like, no, I go to the office to get the shot. He panicked and everything, so he escalated it up to somebody else. And he goes, and she started asking, she goes, I've been reading and everything. She goes, the only thing she could think of was that they're billing it. It goes along with the billing in the Medicare Part B or something like that. And she goes, well, we've called, and all they give was the voicemail. I said, yeah, that's what they do. They won't actually talk to anybody. The billing department is just a voicemail, and they won't even call you back on that message. Is when you call back to the front desk, they'll give you the message. The girl goes, she goes, what? I'm like, yeah. She goes, that doesn't sound right. I said, I know it doesn't sound right. So I was like, I don't know. So I was supposed to call. Let me back. All that was Monday. I was supposed to call Tuesday Medicare, but I got busy doing stuff with the channel and, taking those pictures and all kinds of stuff and everything. So yeah, that was Monday. Because what happened was, my son and daughter-in-law came down to eat. Fix dinner and everything. He goes, I looked at him, I said, I don't think I'm going Thursday. He looked at me, he goes, what's going on? He just looked at me. Like, and we're talking about how we're feeling. And I'm like, no, I've been doing this since this last shot. And he goes, what do you mean? So I told him, and then told him what Rebecca and I had talked about. And what I've been talking to my health insurance, and they can't find any information. He goes, I'm putting my foot down. You're not going get no shot Thursday, and you're not going back there, back again. So he goes, have they given me any information? I said, they haven't emailed me back. So here we go. What in the world is going on? So I had talked to Joy and Cynthia, and she goes, they go, what? They go, they could be giving you something you have no idea what it is. I was like, I know, I don't like that. I don't like this. So because I've asked what's in because it's the small vials, and it's a shot that they give me in the back of the arm, and which is this arm, and I never have a reaction, but it's like, and then one is mold, and the other one is pet dander, the tree allergies, the pollen, the tree allergies, the ragweed, and the pet dander. It's 4 in one vial, and the moles are in the other one. So I was like, okay. But they won't say they didn't. So today I finally got an email, and they all the dates and everything when I've been there to get my shots and everything. And I was like, oh, I want that, but I also need what type of shots and what's in those shots for my records, because it was supposed to be in my patient portal, which it was in my patient portal until I started asking questions, and then it disappeared. And I'm like, that's not supposed to happen either. So they sent me, I'm going to read it off to you. And it says allergy shot. This is what they sent me. A negative 0.05 milliliter. This is in the A bottle. Capital G, little b, capital W, little b, capital T, little ABC, and a capital D. Then it says vaccine, because it gets and then injected in left arm from vial 5 of concentration 1 to 1,000. Okay. So the vial B is negative, has a little dash, 0.050 milliliters B, a capital M, small b vaccine injected in the right upper arm, vial 5 of concentration 1 to 1,000. No notes, no nothing else. That's it. Know what the solution is or anything else. Nothing. And I'm just like, looking at this, I'm like, what is going on? It says immunotherapy, instructed handed given, patient was able to return demonstration for AVUQ, patient was able to return demonstration for EpiPen. So, all right, that was, so there's nothing that's it as far as, so the patient's here today for first shot immunotherapy for an education due to an allergic rhinitis and allergic conjunctivitis. I don't have pink eye or anything else like that. All right, so I'm like, okay, well, I didn't go get the paperwork or look at that. That's just too much long to read right here. But I'm just like, what? But it's not a liquid solution. So what are you mixing it with? And hey, Misha, hi, Ruby. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going back to get any shot. I'm not getting a shot tomorrow. I'm not going back there at all. So earlier, my son came down and helped me with something. I told myself I finally got an email. He goes, well, I said, yeah, they gave me the dates and everything. I've been there, but I asked I need to have what type of shot I was getting and the information. I said, they gave me a bunch of letters and that was it. They call it a vaccine and not immunology therapy or whatever. He goes, oh, no. Like, you got that right. I'm not going back. I was like, where did you get allergy shot? When did it change from allergy shot to vaccine? And then what type of vaccine are you giving me? So I was like, I told Rebecca, I said, no wonder I felt so puffy and bloated. I'm like, no wonder my weight isn't going down like it should because they're giving me something. And I'm like, yeah, no. I'm good. I'm good. I will deal with the itching. I was like, I'd rather take an Allegra or Zyrtec the rest of my life than go back over there. So I am doing the black walnut. I am doing another detox. Um, I've done this twice a day this time because it says as an herbal supplement, take a half to 2 milliliters, approximately 14 to 56 drops 2 to 3 times a day in juice or water before meals or at bedtime. So I've done it before meals and I did it before the show. But I'm telling you, I got to eat something with it because it's nasty. Just plain nasty. So, and then for the other, I'm also doing my mullein leaf. So, mullein. So, this has been helping because mullein is supposed to help with like clearing your lungs and everything. And that's been helping with my coughing also, but that also helps with my fibromyalgia because that's all muscle. So y'all been on this journey and now look at that. So yes, I have been using the jewelry. So now y'all seen it. Let me turn that brightness down so that y'all can see it. All right, it's red. It's not itching, but this does take the redness down. And I'm like, so we were talking about last night. We had the fried chicken. They found a Knorr, the Knorr noodles. They found some that didn't have any milk in it, and we had potato wedges. I started itching. You just in your mind. Now I put that on, and that redness went down. So that jewelry does help. But I'm just like, this is nuts. This still has not cleared up. So my son and I were sitting there talking, and then it's like, okay, I know this started before I started doing the immunology shots, but this hasn't gone away. This should have already gone away with the doing the shots, and this hasn't. So I'm thinking that's part of the reason that this hasn't gone away either is because of those shots. Because if they have any animal protein in it that's not chicken or whatever, that can still make me. That's what I was trying to find out because they already know, even though they did the blood work. So 2 different doctors doing the blood work and it still comes out as, negative. And then one says, oh, you have an intolerance, don't eat it. Well, if it's in the shot, then you're not helping me at all. You're making it worse. So I'm just like, yeah. That's that wisdom and understanding the Lord gives you. So back to doing a detox. Because and yesterday my finger, my ring finger right here on the knuckle. Within an hour or so after eating, it had the little bumps. So it has some. I don't know if y'all be able to see it or not. On my finger, right there on the knuckle. Those little raised bumps. They're like blisters. It'd be like blisters, like some like blisters when you second degree burns, not blisters. But they just pop up and then they start to itch. But if I squeeze it and get the liquid out of it, the itching stops. I don't know. My body is just like, we're gonna do this because you done this or you done ate that, but I don't know what I'm eating. That's the whole thing. I have stopped eating any this, that, and the other. I've stopped different. I don't season my food except when my son season it. But we've done that. He's cooked my meal separately from theirs, and no, just salt, and that's it. When I did the soy test, there's no soy allergy. So the seasonings that do have soy, I'm okay with. So we thought it was soy. So I did 2 weeks with no soy, and I still had a reaction to something. So it's like the process of elimination. I have done that so many times that there's only thing I have to do is just fast for nothing. I can't do that. I cannot not when I do a fast. I cannot just not eat. So I was looking at something earlier, and I shared it on Instagram. People are doing a fast December 1st through the 3rd, and she was saying there was no food. She goes, but those who cannot go without food, you can do just a liquid fast. And and it was so ironic because I sit there and told Rebecca, I just need to sit there and do a broth, like a chicken broth for 3 days and just not have anything else. And here that comes up. I was like, okay, Lord, I'm listening. So what I'm going to do is, so there's like, today is the 2 weeks. So next 2 grocery shoppings, I'll have them get me some more chicken broth or vegetable broth and everything, and then I'll do that. Okay, Ruby, thank you. So I'm just like, okay, I can do this. Because normally when I get up, usually we're up at 8 o'clock and during the week, school week. So tomorrow we'll be up about 8. I'll be up about 8:30. I lay there, read my devotions and everything. I pray what I pray and over, and people I pray over and everything. And then by 9 o'clock, I'm getting up out of the bed and trying to getting the day just started, doing what I need to do and everything. And I'm just like, by the time I sit down and I get to the computer and pull up wherever I'm studying and everything and pull that up, I got my coffee making and everything and sit down and, wake up, being alert and, emotional and everything and mental clarity for the day, and look what I have on my list to do. It's, by that time it's 10 o'clock or so. So I'll sit here, I get my coffee, I come back and sit down, and I watch, the weather. I get caught up on the weather. Videos are been posted I need to watch or whatever. And then my Bible study I do. And then by that time, I'm like, oh, I'm hungry. And I look up, it's 11:30. I'm like, oh, okay. So technically, I'm kind of fasting breakfast every day. but I guess my body's used to it. So, like today, it was 11:30 when I was eating. I had oatmeal with blueberries and butter and with walnuts. And because I was like, I need to have some fiber. I forgot to put the flaxseed in there. But oatmeal is good fiber. And also, I was like, I know that I need that. And then blueberries. I love blueberries. So I notice when I eat the blueberries, it helps out too. So today I'm sitting there. I was like, okay, do and enjoy call. So we talked about working on things for her channel and my channel. And she helps me out to understand stuff and everything. And I made a salad, and then I used a can of chicken, the canned chicken, and made a chicken salad. And so I ate that for lunch. And all that felt pretty good. And all of a sudden I felt tired again. I was like, you're kidding me. So, they come down for dinner. We had pizza tonight. So I had a pepperoni pizza and ate it. Nothing. No itching, no nothing. So I'm like, I got to thinking about that shot. I start itching. So after that was about 6:30 or so. I'm just like, I need to lay down. And so I laid down again, but I didn't sleep. I just closed my eyes. I didn't even take a nap. And so I just laid there and rested and everything. Then I got up about 8:15. Talked to Rebecca a little bit, went upstairs with Anastasia. And not poor thing. Don't say that. Um, See about changing your words, how we say about things. Um, Let me see. I want to say my smart girl. Hey, Robin. She was still doing homework at 8:30 at night. I understand. It's okay. So she let me know when she was finished. So I was later going up and everything. So we watched some funny videos on Instagram. Of course, some of it we can tell it's AI, but that's just so hilarious. So we got to laughing. And also, it was like a de stressing thing. And I was like, huh, okay, now I'm alert now and everything. It's like I kind of like took a mental nap, and now I'm not awake. I was like, that's so weird. But when I was talking about, health and everything, um, mm, let's see here. Um, this one person that I'll watch that later. All right, so let me get to technology. It works great when it works, and when it doesn't, it doesn't. So I'm gonna try to read this as this guy is saying it. All right, so what he says, scientists, that's showing the words. So nobody told you. No, I can't do that because it's going. All right, so scientists has found out that um, every 90 minutes, your brain automatically wants to shut down. The frontal lobe up here, where your thinking and everything is, and how um, in the Bible, the Lord already put that. God put that in there on they call us the Sabbath day, but the rest. But every 90 minutes, well, the priest or whatever, every 90 minutes they would take a break for 5 minutes and rest your head, rest your mind, and everything, and then it just restarts your brain. And I was like, I don't want to try that, because I was like, how the Lord did all that put that on the motion and everything before we all had all the science. Hey, Terry, before we had all the science and everything, for them to figure out that, oh, every 90 minutes, take off about, not, he says it's not 4 minutes, it's not 6 minutes, it's 5 minutes. Take a 5 minute break and not think about anything, you know, meditate or something, but take 5 minutes and just sit there and everything. And I was like, that makes logical sense. I said, no wonder when I'm sitting there doing stuff, I could like crocheting. If I do 2, 3 rows or maybe do 5 rows, I set it down and I go do something else. Or if I'm sitting here working on like, I want to say ads, like the merch store or doing logos or something, making something else up. And I'm like, okay, maybe the Lord's using my hips and everything for a reason. So every 90 minutes I get up and go do something else. So I'm like, I want to do that. And I got to thinking, I think I've already got my alarm set up that way. So I have my alarm at 8:30 to get up in the morning. And then because of the school and everything, and it's like when they go grocery shopping, I make sure Anastasia still gets in her class, but she does really great on that. So the next alarm was 9:30. So I know the 9:30 goes off because that lets me know to go on to YouTube because there's a channel that I watch at 9:30 for Bible study. So it's like, okay, an hour and a half is 11 o'clock, and I realized, oh, I already have that alarm set for an hour and a half. How ironic. And I got to thinking, I was like, well, from 11 to my next alarm is 11:35. Because on some days, like Tuesdays and Wednesdays, she has a picnic type thing that they do. So I set it on that days so that on Tuesdays she can have something, her lunch and everything. So I'm like, okay, so but from 11 for the next 90 minutes is 12:30. I already got my phone set that way, and I never realized that. And I'm like, Lord, you're amazing because, to give us wisdom enough to sit there and put your alarms on for every 90 minutes. So the next alarm is 1:30. That's still from the old last a couple of years ago about her going into class. But I was like, from 12:30 to next 90 minutes would be 2 o'clock, was just as I had it at 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna change it to 2 o'clock. And then I had a 3 o'clock and a 3:30, so I took the 3:30 off. But I had a 4:30 on there. So I'm just like, I'm going to try this. I want to see every hour and a half. So 4:30 to 5:30. So I had 6 o'clock on here. And that's 6:45, 8:20, and 10:45 was for me to sit there and remember that I go live on 4 nights a week at 10:45. But I was like, that's interesting. So I'm like, I'm gonna try this out. Since most of my clocks were already that way, set right there. Hey, Julie and Jerry, how you doing? Thank you. I colored it last week. Friday night, Saturday night. I don't know, one of those nights. It was Saturday night. Saturday, I did it. So it was a surprise. Oh, thank you. I feel a lot younger. Oh, yes, my sunflower shirt that a friend sent me. She sent me a lot of shirts. And I like it because the butterflies make the sunflower on this side. And so it's like I'm gonna try that every 90 minutes. And what the guy was saying was how the priest back then, had seven times during the day that they would stop every hour and a half and just take that 5 minute break and everything and then go back to what they're doing. Reminds me of our friend Bay, who loves sunflowers. I have one on my guitar. Awesome. So I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna try that out. Try that out and see what happens. Because I already had most of my alarms set that way. And I'm like, okay, part of the reason is to make myself know, I can't sit too long. So that's a reminder, get up, go walk, do something. Like, I should be getting up. And this is what I do. I get up, I walk this way. I'll go in the kitchen. And sometimes just go in the kitchen and look around and come back and sit down. Or I get up and go back to the back door, look out there and see what's going on. And then I come back and sit down and start doing things I'm doing. I've been looking at recipes. So I really love Bisquick. And this has always been my favorite. That one right there. That's so good. But I use strawberry. I've done it with strawberries. I've done it with apples. The canned apples, like the apple pie filling. And I've done it with the blueberry pie filling also. I've done it with strawberry jam because they call it for raspberry. But you don't have to do it with raspberry. And Bisquick is coming out with their gluten-free one mix. So I was like looking at this tonight. I was like, this looks really good. But we don't have sweetened condensed milk. But I can try to make my own again. So this looks really good. I like these coffee bars. And then here's one. Now I may not have all the ingredients that they list, but I do have walnuts and we do have marshmallows. I can make a rocky road. So rocky road bars. I was like, oh yes. I'm like, Nancy, if you're going to do that, you better get back on the right track with the low carb. Because, see, all the rest of it's like with eggs and quiche and stuff like that. It does have the pumpkin in here. It says the gluten-free impossible easy pumpkin pie. Now we have a recipe I did on the channel. Oh my goodness, it's been years ago. But a dairy-free pumpkin pie recipe that we've done years ago. I'm going to redo that on the cooking channel this year. Now today I was in here and I wanted to make cranberry bread so much. I didn't get to it. That's a pumpkin pie my mother always made for Thanksgiving. You didn't have to make crust. Yeah, exactly. And since my daughter-in-law, she doesn't like crust, we make a crustless pumpkin pie. They're brushing teeth and everything. So we have that recipe. Now we do have the graham cracker crust. still in the closet I need to use up, so I'll be using that. And yes, my finger's itching. And I was like last night, when this finger was itching, I was like, Nancy, go put the jewelry stuff on, you know? And that was at 3 o'clock this morning because I was up going to the bathroom and my hand was itching. I was like, oh. But when I wake up in the morning, this is like down a whole lot. So my theory is, because see, it kind of looks like I have a bruise there, right here, but I don't. I haven't hit anything. And with the itching, oh my goodness, the itching is just like driving nuts. If you know why. So yeah, it gets like that. And then if I want to put the jewelry on there, the redness goes down. But I'm just like, okay, they're gonna have chili. Chili is tomorrow night, and it's a 2-night dinner, so that that helps with Fridays. My daughter-in-law doesn't have to cook. Makes biscuits and stuff, but not the big meal because it's already done. And then see, yeah, so chili, and then I already have a dish made that's in the fridge that I made for the cooking channel. That what is it? It's a topical eczema. Well, that's what we're trying to figure out. This is what my hands were when I was with the alpha gall. I'm itching. So it would be on my hands and then between my fingers and through here and everything, and it would crack and split. So I showed everybody my finger. If y'all can see, it's red right here at the knuckle and those little bumps. Well, those little bumps would start here, and it always where the knuckles are, and then it would be in the creases on my hand, and then it will be through here, and then once they would, if I squeeze them or if they bust, it was just clear liquid, nothing else in it, and then it would even when it dried up, it was still like split, and so through here, right through here, and right here, that's when I would have the ace bandage, my hands wrapped up, and this was back in 2019 to 2020. And so, because I was like, Lord, please don't let me lose my hands, and I was like, I really thought I was going to lose my fingers at one time. And so that's was at summer of 2020. And I was cooking dinner, and we had roast. So one night we had roast, and the next night was going to be hamburger. So whichever way it was, and I'm sitting there and I just looked at it. I'm like, is this the issue? And it's like the Lord just standing there. He tapped me on my shoulders, just as audible as can be. There's your issue. And so I did a Daniel fast, a 21-day Daniel fast. No meat, just all vegetables and everything. And my hands cleared up in 21 days. Now, in this October, I went to do the Daniel fast again. And then on the 15th, I went out with Misha because she was coming through town. So we went to Schmidt's German restaurant. So I was like, I'll start then the week, let's see. So that week that happened, I did it for a week. And then it was just like not a good time to sit there and, yeah, because then the 22nd came around. All right, so then we had inspection. So the 20th and 21st and 22nd, it was like no sense of doing it because we couldn't really, we cooked, but we didn't cook. We did quick, easy meals like sandwiches and stuff and everything. And so then I started back up the 23rd, and that weekend it's like, it just was not right at the right time. And all then it was Anastasia's birthday. the first week of November. So I was like, okay. So now I was like, okay, now I can get back to it. Um, and even with Thanksgiving coming around, I still can do a Daniel fast because um, that one day I can fast all day long and then just have the dinner. But what I'm gonna do though this time, see, today is the 12th. So like tomorrow, all right. So I'll get back to tomorrow's Thursday, fine, because I save the eggs to make cookies or whatever that needs eggs. So I did oatmeal. I'll put flaxseed in the oatmeal. I made some bread because I wanted some bread. I was trying to make pull apart bread and it's only like this. And I was like, I didn't do what I was wanted to do. I wasn't making monkey bread. I just wanted to do like a pull apart bread. But you can still do it, still can do that. Um, it is. You do vegetables and fruit and let's see here. You can do no meat. Um, some people still do chicken. You can do fish. Uh, Depends on what fish you like. Some I know the biblical nutritionist on YouTube does salmon, but it's like you the sugars you lay off. The breads, unless it's like unleavened bread, because it's not no yeast is what they you cut out. Yes, tofu is allowed because I know a couple put that on the grocery list. When we used to go, they used to go get ramen and everything. When I was all this trying to clear up everything, they have tofu ramen. They were like, "How do you eat that?" I was like, "You just eat it," because there's the ramen place. That way, even with the chicken and everything, is made with pork broth. I'm like, that don't make sense. If you're gonna do chicken, you're gonna use pork broth with a mix of pork and chicken broth or whatever. I'm just like, that don't make sense whatsoever. That don't make sense at all. I'm like, why are you mixing the broth like that? So the vegan one has, which is the tofu um, ramen. It's made with vegetable broth. And I was like, wow, I'm glad it is. So I'm like, I can tell. Like, so my hands are tight tonight. And I'm like, okay. And well, I have no other health issues. I am not diabetic. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have no salt problems, intakes, or anything. It's just a food reaction to something that I have not figured out what it is, and the doctors have no clue. And I'm like, the only one that has a clue that's going on is God Himself, and He has not given me the answer yet. I'm like, come on. So it's like searching for that pot of gold and wherever they not in California, whatever they used to go through. And I'm like, huh. I was looking at popcorn today and they put milk in it. I was like, yeah, because powdered milk is used as a preservative. But keep looking because they'll sneak it in and use other technical terms for it. So that's because of Anastasia's dairy allergy. Nothing with casein, whey, or something else that they told. No, I know it's casein and whey, and there's a third one, but they will use different type of scientific names for them. And my daughter-in-law, she's right up on it. Boom, boom, boom. Nope. But Anastasia's been doing immunology therapy orally. So hers is totally different than mine. Her dairy allergy is All right, she was born with a food allergy. Mine I just got over from a tick bite. Well, if that fast cleared you up, I wonder if you're allergic to cheese and stuff. While I was still eating, or when I did the Daniel fast, so it's still vegan cheese. It's always been the vegan, dairy-free cheese ever since Anastasia was born. So, um, some people say to stay off of dairy and everything, but you use the alternative, which is almond milk and oat milk and um, soy milk. So we already have all that because Anastasia can't have that just yet. Yeah. So her uh, immunology therapy is orally. So they start off with like a watered down and mix of Horizon organic milk, and it's a build-up phase. So now she's still in the build-up phase. She's at 1.0 of just the milk itself. So, but they have to keep a log and everything. Her doctor is on vacation until next week. Yeah, next week. So, if Anastasia's doing well, she'll go up another dose. So the goal is by May to be at a maintenance phase to where she can have regular milk so she says she wants to be like normal kids. So when she goes out with friends, then she wouldn't have to worry about, you know, not having a hamburger with cheese and stuff like that. So the first thing that she said they want is when she gets to that maintenance phase, the first thing they're going to is go get some Dunkin' Donuts because it's made with milk. I think Krispy Kreme is too. I think. I'm not sure. Um, what is doing easy? It's Krispy Kreme donuts made with milk.
Yes, Krispy Kreme donuts typically use milk, both in the jar.
So there you go. So those are no-goes for us. Like, just, so the first thing she says she wants is they're going to stop at Dunkin' Donuts and get donuts and Domino's pizza. But that's not going to be till next May or so. So we still have to, you know, we eat dairy free, use almond milk and the vegan cheeses. Now, once we get to that phase and everything, um, I don't know if that depends on me about the cheese. And I was like, I'm tired of I'm not eating beef. No, because yeah, you can do the same thing with ground turkey as you can with ground beef and everything. You know, but eating two different ways. So they have. All right. So tomorrow is the chili. I'm not gonna have any chili. I'm not gonna have no chili Friday. I'm not having spaghetti. Well, my daughter-in-law makes that spaghetti. Looks. Oh my goodness. She cooks it and then she puts it in the 9 by 13 pan and bakes it with the cheese on top. It's like, it's like I want some of that, but I was like, I know better not to have it. So I still, yeah, I can go back to doing no hamburger, no beef, or anything like that for a few weeks. Um, Now, the Daniel fast, when I did the first time, by the time you get to eat, it'll be too expensive. I know. I'm just like, even fish is expensive now. It used to be fish wasn't expensive. So it's just like, what? That's just. something not right with that. So I've got the ground turkey I thawed out, and so I made a couple of hamburgers, hamburger for Monday with an egg and some onions because I was doing the video. I had to be Tuesday. My days are running together because Tuesday I did the video, and so then I made me a turkey burger with an egg and some and onions and everything. So that was my lunch, breakfast lunch. Uh, but that was low carb because I didn't have any carbs to go with it. Onions have a few, but that's about it. And I don't eat peppers anymore. We don't buy peppers because I think it's expensive. Is because since I don't eat them because they give me heartburn, they just sit in the fridge. So they just don't buy them. Um, it's like tonight, um, we had a little fiasco with the pizza. So I ate the one Anastasia, and then you made her another one. So I had a pepperoni pizza, but I didn't. It's been say that was at 5 o'clock. If I was really going, most of the time, if I was going to have itching or whatever, it'd have been within an hour or so, because now that's how my body worked. Now when it was really bad, I love beef and broccoli from the Chinese restaurant. Any like beef teriyaki and everything. And before we figured out it was alpha gall, I was eating it one night and everything, and then all of a sudden I'm just like, I was doing this. I didn't know there was a lot of health things going on, but I was like, I had to take a Benadryl because I knew I was having something. And as soon as I took that Benadryl, I was fine. I was like, I'm not eating this. So I started getting the cashew chicken, and I was fine with that. So then after a while, I was like, Jerry would order a hamburger and tell him just to ask to cook to squeeze all the grease out and give him garlic on the side to cancel out the cholesterol. That's hilarious. That is so funny. So the research I did with the alpha gall, it said like if you didn't have what's aggravating it, like the beef and the pork and everything, usually it's like in 2 years or so, it clears up. And so by that time, that was last March, or maybe a couple of years, I was able to go to the allergist, the one, and did the blood work. It comes back negative. Um, so I started eating, beef again and everything. And around Christmas time, had the pork sausage and then had a bad reaction. And I'm like, so I went to her again in March before I went to Gatlinburg, and was trying to get her to do other tests besides just the IgE and everything for pork, the alpha gall or whatever. She didn't want to do it, so this kind of made me aggravated. So that's why I found a different one when I got back. And this one, they did more tests, and they found out about the tree pollens and the grass and the ragweed and the mold. Hey Janice, how you doing? So that's when this doctor, he talked, about immunology shots and everything. I said, no, let me see. But then, during if y'all go back and look at the videos, I've got the blanket and my eyes are watering. I'm always doing this and doing this. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. And I didn't want to take Allegra because that makes me sleepy, even though it's the non-drowsy. I don't believe that. Or I could take it at nighttime before I go to bed. And so that's when I really started like doing the low carb, get the weight off. The weight part mostly is for my hip, but I need the weight off. And I'm like, then it's like, okay, I did my classes, which I got my certificate right there, um, herbal certificate. And so I started, I've always done herbs and vitamins ever since like 98, but mostly all my life. And, I do well, then I stop. And the problem is you don't know what these animals have eaten before they were slaughtered, or if the farmers gave them hormones. You could be allergic to ground turkey. We've thought about that too. Um, is we've I've even asked the doctor, could it be something that the way they process food, and not just the meat, but the vegetables too, what they spray on our food? Could it be something like that? She went to go look and see about getting a test for that, and she goes, "Well, there's no test for it." I'm thinking, how do they think they can figure out about Roundup then? Causes that does. Yes, they are. There should be tests and everything to see what's going on. So I think they just wanted to push the immunology shots because that's more money in their pocket, I guess, or whatever. So I was, I no. So my son asked me tonight, you need to email my regular doctor and find someone else to go to. I said, well, you got that right. So I will be looking into that and everything because I was going to tell them, if you don't give me my answers, and they know who my regular physician is, I think I can just email him and tell him what's going on. And I need a blood work panel done quick to find out what in the world they are giving me. Because it's like, yeah, they didn't say what the solution was. I've looked it up. Um, because let's see here. What was I see? This doesn't even have a date on it. Oh, August 21st, 2025. So that's not even. All right. So let's see here. Other allergy, rhinitis, rash, and other non-specific skin eruption, allergic rhinitis, unspecified. Why did they put that there when they sit there and I have paperwork showing what specific allergies I have? I'm like, okay. I'm like, that doesn't make sense whatsoever. When I told him I had the watery eyes and the itchy eyes and the hives and everything. So I'm just like, okay, you know. And then for them to sit there and I talk to my health insurance, they haven't billed them for anything here because we don't see any billing for them whatsoever, not on any of those days. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I don't know who they've been billing because I told myself that makes sense because they sent me a bill a couple months ago. September? It's November. It may have been September. And I called up and I said, what the world's going on? Y'all supposed to be billing my insurance. I said, ain't nobody sit there tell me anything when I come in there saying that I owe any money. And so they transferred me to billing. Nobody answers. You have to leave a voicemail and everything. So I waited. Yeah, that's what we're thinking too because this basement has mold in it, of course, Yes, the office knows about it. They ain't done nothing about it. Um, so it's like I had to call back, and the girl that answered the phone. Oh yeah, the building left a message when you need to come in when you came in office, or if you called back, to disregard that because that's not right. I'm like, well, why did you even send it to me in the first place if it's if y'all know it's not right? So it's like something ain't right over there. I'm just like, oh no, I don't think so. See, we all that's we have the windows open now, but we've been cleaning and everything, trying to because it's been hot. It was hot summer, so we didn't have the windows open or anything. So we've cleaned the kitchen, the window seal and everything else, and so that's why we're wondering, could it be something, the mold or we don't have any pets because Anastasia can't have pets. I have a pet dander allergy, so we can't, exactly. I know. That's why I'm taking the Mullen. I'm taking Mullen to help with my lungs, and then I start. This is a every 2 weeks. So I started back with the black walnut and wormwood. This to help flush out whatever we're dealing with the smoke from the neighbors. I know. I could be at man. I'm sat there waiting for the ride thing to come pick me up, and somebody's out there smoking, and I'm just like, of course I have to be downwind. Like they're smoking their cigarette, and I'm down. I have to. So it goes this way. I'm just like, oh, hurry up and get here, because I'm like, I can't stand the cigarette smoke. I have nothing. If somebody wants to smoke or whatever, that's fine. But make sure I am not downwind to where it blows on me, because I don't like it. So by this time at night, yes, I'm stuffy and everything. But then when I lay down, I'm I'm fine. I'm not. It kind of clears up. It's just really weird. But I noticed yesterday, well, when I lay last night when I lay down, but Monday when I lay down, if I was laying on my right side, it was stuffy at nighttime. Just like when you're sick or whatever, you had the flu, you're fine during the day, but as your body runs down and starts to take ready for bed and everything, it just seems like everything stuffs up. But yeah, I no, I don't know. It's like um. But I noticed when I laid on my side, on my right side, because I lay on my right side because I can't really lay on my left side. I was like, kind of having a little bit of hard time breathing. And I was like, making myself, I was like, no, lean on my left side for a little bit. And when did that, it's like whatever was going on cleared up and everything about 15 minutes later. So I was able to turn back on my right side and go to sleep. I've been wondering if it's something they're spraying in our airways. So many people are getting sick and coming down with cancer too. You know, I remember being like 6 or 7 and seeing them in the planes. And I asked my dad what were they doing, and he said they were measuring the air or something other like that. Um, and I don't know if I can't remember what said it the next day, within a week or whatever. I asked him again, then he tells me he didn't know. So, but my thing, if they've been doing it since the 70s, 60s, or 70s, wouldn't we all be gone by now or something? I don't know. That's a question that I've always had. I just don't know. I just know I'm just going to do the best that I can with the what everything the Lord has given us. And you pray over your food whatever you're taking, your vitamins, your herbs, and everything, and ask the Lord to take the impurities out and make it work the way it's supposed to. It's been horrible. We are very close to our neighbors who put in a wood stove. He said it's 10 years old, but we think he may be using lumber or painted lumber. Oh no. He says, oh, that's not what you use on a wood stove. Yeah, it does smell hard. Paint, you can't. Just be prepared for the fire department to be at your neighbor's house if he's burning wood that has paint. Or, dear Lord, send some wind to Jerry and Julie so that they will not have to smell that stuff. In Jesus' name, amen. Yeah, that's awful. But you don't burn wood that has paint on it. That's a no. That's like burning railroad ties that has a creosote on it. That's not good. Don't burn that in your house. Just use that in the fire pit, but don't be near it. That's not a good thing either. That really make a fire. So, just trying to figure out again on which way to start with eating. Because I'm tired. I am tired of seeing this. I'm tired of this being on my arm. I am tired of is it the spices? Is it the meat? Is it the stuff that's being sprayed on the vegetables? I have a garden. I tried my best to grow everything that I normally would eat, everything. And what grew was a mammoth radish, and I didn't harvest it in time. But my yellow pear tomatoes did grow. And if I'm quite sure if I had not taken that out, but just trimmed it down back a little bit, I still have been getting tomatoes. But I took it out because I wanted to plant it cold weather stuff, which didn't really grow. But my banana pepper and my tomatoes did grow last year, so I was like, oh, that's cool. I still have stuff out there that's in the planters, and I just didn't water. I mean, I planted, I watered it a little bit and everything, and then I I just didn't water. I didn't think about watering it or anything. I was like, I expect anything to grow if I don't water it. Joe was so yesterday because he brought in his kale, but was kind of afraid to use it because of that man's chimney. It's so close to our garden, and it's oh no. Yeah, that's understandable. They say when in doubt, throw it out. Oh goodness. You probably could call your local fire department just to say you got a few questions, about burning wood that has paint on it. You don't have to give, where you live or anything. I was just, yeah. Yep. That's what I've heard growing up. When in doubt, throw it out. Um, but yeah, you should be able to call your local fire department and just ask, how safe is it to burn wood with paint on it in a wood stove? They'll be able to give you the answer. Oh, you don't have. They won't ask anybody's address or anything like that. They shouldn't. And if they do, you just tell them it's just for information purposes. That's all that is. You can tell them you writing a paper for college and you just researching some information, and that's one of the questions that you have to ask. And that's it. That's the way on that. Um, yeah, because next month, well, this month, Monday I was going to do, because I did a series of situation awareness, and I was going to start a new series about investigations this Monday, but I changed it because we did the showcase for Rebecca and I doing a craft show this Saturday on the 15th, 12 p.m. Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. And I was like, okay, so next Monday, sorry, Friday is cooking dairy free and Alpha Golf Nancy. I'll be live Friday night, same time, 10:45. And 10:45 works for me. Even though everybody's up until they just went to bed, so then it's quiet down. So that's why I talk loud, because I would kind of like talk loud. So I feel like if I talk over everybody else at home, everybody here can hear me. Then I realized I don't have to talk loud that much anymore. Um, Saturday night is our Treasure Home Bible study, and then Monday is our Treasure Home, Wednesday our Treasure Home, Saturday, and then Friday's cooking dairy free. But next Monday I'll be doing a series about investigations. What I did as a private investigator, how I found out information, and everybody talks about privacy and everything. It's not really. It is. You do have privacy to a point, but then there's things that are public because that's just the way it is. That people can find out information. So that will be next Monday night and all. And then Wednesdays on our Treasure Home is the health and everything. So I'm hoping by next week this has gone down a whole lot. Because I have the canned chicken and everything. Like today, I just put celery in the chicken and the lettuce, some mayo and mustard, and had not a chicken salad like you make for chicken salad sandwiches, but a chicken salad. I could have put some radishes in there, but I just didn't feel like cutting them up. I was like, the least I had to do, the better. But I put some sesame seeds on there, and also I didn't. So, like I said, I stop a few things, wait a week, and I don't have a reaction, then I know I can have that food. I was like, I want to really do a fast, but I'm just like, I'm the type of person I need to have something to eat. Not that I'm diabetic. I'm not diabetic. I don't have low blood sugar or high blood sugar. Don't have no blood pressure problems or anything. But that's just the way my body is. So I'm working on those things and everything. So I do have some chicken broth, but I want to use that one to make French onion soup for the cooking channel. So I'm just like, oh, when they go to the store next Tuesday, I'll just get them to get me some more chicken broth. Can you try putting on lotion on it? I have top as eczema too. There's lotion on mine to keep it from itching. It never goes away, but will lighten up. I have used everything I could think of. This I got Nancy Turner and go. It is jewelry from Stringfield Wedge Farm, and yes, that is a channel that's on YouTube. And Teresa and Lee live in Kentucky, and so when I put, because we were talking about that last week before last. Um, Heather was in here and Jan, and we're talking about um, using like, and then Joy was telling me about neem oil because I had neem oil and everything. And I got to thinking, I was like, oh, I got this jewelry and thing. And then when I put that on, the redness goes down. So I can get the redness to go down. And a couple of days ago, this was almost completely gone. I was like, all right. So then all of a sudden, I don't know what I ate. I have it listed. It helps a lot. It's from the for relief from poison ivy, poison oak, and poison sumac. It helps with the itchies. Made by Stringfield Ridge Farm. 2 ounces of salve ingredients, olive oil, wild jewelweed, beeswax, and vitamin E. Now, I'm gonna tell you, the jewelweed and everything, they have a 9 acre. They have 9 acres. Not all of it's clear, so they got a lot, woods and everything, forage, a lot of stuff, and that jewelry grows on her property. So she has it there on her property to go get it, and they got tons of videos about foraging and making stuff and everything. Good.
It is more dangerous, whoops, in my opinion.
That's not what's supposed to happen. Alrighty. Let's see here. I didn't know it was still on. I was listening to Heather and Gail earlier on the phone because I was doing stuff on the computer and didn't think that was still on. Alright, Stringfield Ridge Farm. Let me get their link. I'll put it in the chat. But their playlist, they have Walk in the Woods. They're the ones that do the Heartland Homesteaders Picnic. And then gardening, wild things, foraging, medicinal, and foraging videos. So they've got a lot of that. YouTube changing stuff all the time. All right, there you go. Aveeno fragrance free, and it works. I have the Aveeno fragrance. I have the Aveeno with the lavender. I have Survey. I always call what I used to call it, Crave, or whatever it's called. I have that too. Now, the first time the Survey, the white and blue bottle, that's what I had to use. That was the only thing that helped. Lubriderm, nothing, all that, none of that helped. And I'm telling, as soon as I put that lotion in my hands, that's how bad my hands were. It would just soak it up immediately, and I'm like, nope, the Aveeno doesn't work. For that CeraVe, it was just soak up quick. And then I still have the white gloves. So as soon as I would put the Aveeno on, I would put white gloves on and all. And, that I got those so that I could still help Anastasia with schoolwork and everything. She was in second grade through all that. That it's on the channel too, because I was like, because I kept that going and kept the channel going to keep everybody up to date about my hands, what I was doing, and was able to get back into doing cooking. Yeah, I was just like, man, this is rough because we don't realize how much we actually do with our hands until you can't do anything with your hands. And, I'm picking up a pen, just touching, it was awful. The sensitivity, it was like, okay, so after the little blisters would pop and everything, and your skin is rough, but it's be like rough and peeling at the same time, but it's a dry peel. And if you try to, I was like with the clothes and everything, so I had to wear the gloves because it would all catch on my clothes or whatever I was doing. And and then it was peel like a sunburn, but you couldn't peel it up to, well, I could peel it up to a certain point, but then, because then that dry skin was meeting with your live skin and everything. And if you pulled like that, you're pulling skin. So I was taking the nail clippers and clipping as close as I could, and so that's why I had put the gloves on to keep from pulling any more skin and everything. And I'm like, when that finally cleared up, I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. I was like, okay, no more. No, it's gone. I don't have to worry about it no more. It's gone. So during the summer, when I went to the second allergist, and the IgE and the IG this, and there was the pork and the beef came back negative and everything. Um, it started with my eyes. It started with this right eye, and it was just right here. I'm like, why is this dry? And I would be doing this, and it's itching and watering. I'm like, oh, you're kidding me. It was it started in about July, because I've got pictures and everything, and then it went to the left eye, and I was like, this is crazy. I was talking to Rebecca one night. I said, you know what? I said, that just reminds me of what my hands used to do. And so it still didn't click. I was like, so yeah, last year I was like, it still didn't click until last December when I did that sausage roll thing. And it's like, oh, you're kidding me. I'm like, but the thing is negative. Like, I should have. I was like, ah. So, yes, I've got pork. I don't have pork. I've got turkey sausage, turkey links. I got lots of chicken and the ground turkey. So, I'm going to, not eat beef. I don't eat, the only pork that they actually get is just bacon, regular bacon. And I don't even eat that because I don't, it smells good when it's cooking, but I'm just like, I don't want any of it. Um, I have turkey and turkey bacon. So I was like, oh my God, I got turkey bacon. So I don't, like you said, could it be something they use to in the preservatives? Could it be what they're feeding the things? This try some. This sounds like what you have. Because when I went to the allergist, I went back to start talking about doing the shots and everything. They saw I had pictures. They saw my eyes. This was there. Here's the funny thing is, everything that was always on my right side, it clears up first. The left side, now it took me a while for my left eye to clear up. So this is still here, but the right side all cleared up. And I'm like, I wonder if that has something with, because the sciatic nerve on my left side is all pinched and everything. It's like, so there's, I have more questions. I have more questions. My son says it's because um, he goes, my arm is bent or something. So if I'm not crocheting, I'll sit here because I'll use the mouse with the right hand, have my arm out like this so the air can get to it. That's why even with the long sleeves, I try to wear short sleeves, let the air get to it. And I'm like, sometimes that works. I said, but then when I'm writing, I write left-handed. So, that stuff. For a weak immune system, immunoglobulin season allergies. All right, so let me look this up. No, I don't cook in the same pan as they. We have separate pans. We've done that. We did that like 5 years ago now. Oh my goodness. I can't. DYSHIDRTIC. Okay, I'll have to look that up because as soon as, like I said, as soon as I did the Daniel fast, stop eating beef and pork and everything, my hands cleared up. Um, and then so when I was, the first allergist, because I went to her before, like I said, I went to Gatlinburg. She goes, just don't. I said, good, because I want to have a steak. She goes, oh no, don't eat steak. She goes, just don't eat, if it aggravates you, don't eat it. I'm like, I don't know what's aggravating. That was the whole thing. Stress contact with metals such as nickel, cobalt, and chromium salts on your job or from things such as costume jewelry, sweaty or wet hands and wet, warm feet, humid weather. Okay, my feet don't sweat because my feet are cold. Costume jewelry. Well, I've had this for years. I've had my earrings and never. So we thought at one time it was a nickel allergy because the canned food has made like nickel stuff and everything. With all fresh vegetables and everything, still did not clear up. System immunoglobin seasonal allergies. So do I cook with the same pan they cook the bacon in? Maybe there's some kind of as a bacon and cookware stand. See, that's what we thought too. That's what we had. I had my own separate cast iron, and they cook in theirs. Um, so that's what we did that with, and then everything cleared up, and then I was cooking, and then that cast iron I was cooking in, something happened to it. We don't know what happened to that sucker. So it was like, then we looked up, was I getting too much iron because that's the only pan I cooked in, and I'm like, oh my goodness. Wash things separately. So we're back to they wash their stuff, and then I'll wash what I use and everything. Um, my I use my cups. I wash them out myself, or the plates or whatever, and everything. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's like here we go again. But it's like, okay, Lord, you've given me wisdom the last few times, but just show me again because we've done all the same protocols we did the last few times and kind of nothing yet. So tomorrow when I get up, I'll have my oatmeal again because I've also noticed if I have now I go to the bathroom and have a bowel movement when I wake up. But if I don't have anything else the rest of the day, I've noticed that I think this looks kind of worse. So it's like maybe could be a gut problem all the way around. Could be detergent, so soaps and shampoos. All right, so there's soaps I use. I just ran out of, not quite out of. I have the Native liquid body wash that they have, and we have an Ivory bar that I've got. Now, you brought that up because that's a good question. My daughter-in-law cannot have any. She can have coconut. She can eat coconut. She can drink coconut milk, coconut water, and everything. Topically, anything like the soaps, anything that have coconut derivatives in it, she cannot use on her body. So then we got to thinking, could that be it right there? This could be from the soap. So I got the Ivory bar, but that has the same derivatives in it. And I was just like, oh my goodness. Mold allergy, itchiness, dry and scaly wall skin, sensitive skin, brown or pink spot. Yeah, see, it's so many things. But one thing I do know, a lot of it is that I don't think anything I'm touching, and really think it's what I'm eating. You know, so but there's a 50-50 chance it could be a mixture of both. Sounds like what you have too. Well, I'm going down to go to Dr. Pep. I know we done that because having these immunology shots for the mold, for the pet dander, for the tree pollen, for the ragweed and everything should have cleared all of this up, and it hasn't. So, and as I've gone every week, this seems like this has gotten worse too. It seems like by Thursday, by Wednesday, usually it would clear up, and then all of a sudden, after the shots or whatever, and I'm just like, no. And then this last one, like I said, I normally have a headache within 20 minutes. I'll have a headache. I didn't have a headache. I went to Walmart, walked around, did some shopping, and got the hair color and everything. Um, normally, it's like when I on the way home from the doctor's after the shot. I don't go anywhere, just to the doctor's. I come home. I'm almost like a couple of times I felt like I was going to fall asleep in the car, and I'm like, this is not family. This is an Uber driver. I better not fall asleep at all. But I've had to come home and take a nap. So it's like, but last Thursday I didn't feel that way. I was home and had lots of energy and everything. And I'm like, but the next few days after, I'm just like, something's not right. So you went away for a little bit. Did you get stuffy nose or rashes? Um, Here's the ironic thing. So for a month before I left so Gatlinburg was in May. When so I went to her in March, and she kind of like, oh, that doctor was having a bad day or whatever. She just brushed me off because she didn't want to do any other tests to find out if there was anything else going on. So, and then May, but I had stopped eating beef and everything before I left. So a couple months. So January, February, March. So we went April. I had stopped eating beef altogether and everything cleared up. I didn't have any sinus issues or anything. Morning, not all the way clear. Morning, when I wake up in the morning, I cough a little some, stuffy nose and everything, but then it clear up during the day. But everything cleared up. I didn't have none of this, none of that, or anything. And I was right when I got on the bus and everything, got to Knoxville and everything. Nothing. The days I was there, of course, I didn't eat any beef or anything. We ate at Mellow Yellow, and I had a vegan pizza. And then, let's see. Yeah, breakfast stuff that we had no milk in it. And Mellow Yellow. And then Tuesday, and then Wednesday. Because Wednesday we left Thursday. I'm trying to remember what we had to eat Wednesday. I forgot. I said no. I got there. So Monday I got there. Arrived at the on the bus that night. Had some snacks, and then because Joy and I were gonna go walk, and we ended up having a storm and everything. So when I went to join Donnie's hotel room and stayed there for a little bit, and we had snacks, but it was fruit and stuff like that. And then Tuesday we went to the Moon Pie store and the Three Bears store, and we went to Shoney's for lunch. And I had a big lunch, but I didn't have any. I had salads and stuff. And then Tuesday night we had the mellow yellow pizza, and then Wednesday we went and did oh, that was Wednesday. Tuesday, what did we have for dinner? I don't remember. I'll have to go back and watch. If you can maybe try to go somewhere for a week while you're still suffering, it may not take that long. If you clear up, it may be the mold. Well, we're all four of us. When we go outside and we go out, everything. So we kind of figured it's something in here also, because we go outside and everything, and they go away. They come back, and then he goes. My son will go, man, as soon as I step in here, I get all stuffy. Like, they have good stuff to use to kill mold called chromium. We use it in our basement, and it cleared up. Ooh, we'll have to. Let me write that down. Yeah, because I was like, I can stay up late tonight. So I'm not going to the doctor. And here's the funny thing, they didn't even call and ask me while I was asking all those questions. Like, I was to be calling the patient, everything okay? What's going on? Do you have some questions or whatever? I will definitely let them know about that. Yeah, because yeah, I when we walk downstairs. All right, so when you walk downstairs, right here, all right, this part that you see, as you can see the mold because it leaks right where the front door is at. Oh, I'll turn y'all around so y'all can see. All right, not my head. All right, right there at the front door. Well, the basement down there where that door would be, the front porch, the mulch around the steps gets washed away when it rains. Well, if we get rain, it comes from that side, which is south. The water just and it's like pours down in there, and you can see where it's puddled. We've told them about maintenance knows about it. They still don't do anything about it. But down in the corner is a sump pump. So if it ever floods or whatever, you can turn it on and it'll pump the water out. But in that corner, it's a mold and everything, and it's like the paint's bubbled or whatever. I'm just like, because the office manager, she came in a couple of years ago, she was making notes and everything. I said, yeah, I've called several times to y'all about this, and nothing's been done. Well, I'm gonna go make a note. Maintenance comes, thing that was 3 years ago, so she ain't doing nothing. Oh, thank you, Julie. Yeah, I would definitely tell my son about that so they can look it up and see about where they can find it. Because if that's the case and we get that and fix that, I'm quite sure all of us will have, you know, better breathing than the stuffy nose. Um, yeah, because so like today it was 52, but we didn't have I didn't have the windows down here open. They had theirs upstairs open to get the breeze going, to get everything. And I don't think he's noticed, but I know that all the windows, they really need to be cleaned out. The window seals need to be cleaned and everything. I wonder if they will let you use that chromium as a spray on. Let it sit for an hour. Let it sit an hour, and then spray again and wipe it off. You can use it over and over, but it kills the mold quick. Cool. Um, yeah, because we noticed in the bathroom, they've been cleaning and cleaning and cleaning that bathroom. But this, the ceiling of the bathroom, they said they can't get it off. It's like, that's because the there's a vent in the bathrooms that you turn on and everything, but I don't think it pulls anything outside. You can hear, there's the vent right at the door. There's a little vent up there, so you know when someone's in the bathroom. But I don't think it's really pulling any air out from the inside. I guess that makes sense. Well, I've tried to look up things here in Ohio about the mold and everything, and they technically, supposedly, there really is no law about um, rental places that you can make them fix it. I thought that's just like with the paint, or some of the mercury being in the paint. They've got to fix that, because what most homes do have some molds of some. We were told mold is everywhere. You can't really get rid of it, but you can keep after it. Yeah, but we don't remember growing up my mom and dad's house having mold like places do now. Even had cousins that had a basement and everything. I don't remember them ever having any mold whatsoever. And they lived out in the country, what we call the country. It ain't the country now, but you know, now more so in the city. I had a cousin, she had a basement. They had some mold problems, but still not like nothing I think, growing like we have now. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't remember people had, the mold like it is today. That's just weird. Remember they were doing something we didn't know they were doing, Joey? I don't know. I don't know. I love mushrooms too. I don't know. It's just weird. Now, we took pines. We had pine saw. We were cleaning the walls. We had the windows open and everything. And I was like, maybe that killed some of the mold. Well, we're praying. I am. I'm just hoping and praying that, I know it's going to take some time, but, to get the interest rates down and everything, because we would love to have a house. We have a house, and then we can do it the way we want it done and make sure, all that. I think that would be one of the best things for us, is to have a house and get out of this place. I tell you. But I do think so. I think the mold here does cause a lot of issues. You can invest in an air purifier. I do suggest that if you can afford one. Jerry's getting us another one on Friday. We have one upstairs and one downstairs. I have thought about that. And I keep seeing these advertisements. Okay, so now that we're live and Google is listening, there'll be advertisements and everything, and all the ads I'll see and everything next tomorrow. But yes, I have looked into those. I would like to get a couple of those air purifiers to see if, how well that will work. I know. That's hilarious. Because that's so funny. I have to tell y'all this. So this is a couple months ago. This is like after the my trip and everything. And Joy and Donnie were alive. And I was showing Anastasia where they were alive. This is, what I saw and everything. Uh, and we were talking about, so I was showing her in the where they were walking about the Batman's car and everything else and all. And that's all we talked about. And when they finished alive, the next thing they showed to suggest for me and Anastasia to watch was Batman. Like, I wasn't saying we wanted to watch Batman. I was just talking about the Batman car. Oh, filtrate. Okay. FILTRETE. Do 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 do. I know y'all didn't even make a song. That'd be so funny. Alright, it's like watch what you're saying because you just never know what kind of ad now you're gonna get. Because I've done that. I researched something, the next thing is the ad for it. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's just like the yarn. I look up at different yarns and everything because I use my own affiliates to go look at yarn, and then it's all the yarn ads. I'm like, I think so. Thank you. I know that's there. Hi Jerry, how you doing? That's so cool. But alrighty, I am going to almost 2 hours. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Lots of information. Always ask questions. If you're not satisfied with the answer, keep asking, keep researching. You know, hey Jay, and find out. Just don't settle for because I told you so. That makes me think of my parents. Yes, if you go down and play with friends. No, why? Because I told you so. Hold the chat. Oh, you're fine. It's good information, because that's how we learn about things is from each other. You've got an experience with, allergies and eczema and everything. I have a different experience. So does Karma and, Joy and Donnie and other people. Let's say Janice, and Rebecca. We all have something that we can learn from each other about what's going on, you know. And Mr. and Mrs. Walter Joe, everybody has, and then, learning from each other. When someone else has an issue in your family or whatever, it's like, oh, hey, this reminds me, so I love it, so thank y'all so much for being here. I appreciate it and everything. Except Friday night's the cooking channel. Saturday is the craft show with Rebecca and I. That's on her channel, and then I'll be live Saturday night with the Bible. So y'all have a wonderful and blessed evening. God bless. Stay safe. We love y'all, and we'll see you next time on Our Treasure Home. I'm trying to count down the seconds. So it's like 20 seconds left now. So our concert's Tuesday. Yeah, but yeah, I've had y'all playing. I'll say hello. Sometimes it's just the heart, but I've got y'all playing and everything because when I go up to Anastasia, I'll have y'all playing on the computer so my computer won't go flashy, flashy. Y'all have a wonderful night.